Welcome back to Let's Talk Phys Ed with Sarah and Tanner, a show where we get to know some of the most influential physical educators from around the world. I'm your host, Sarah Gietschier-Hartman, and with me, as always, is Tanner Roos.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, I got a question for you. How did your kids adjust to daylight savings? There was a problem in my house.
No, not a problem in my house. They woke up at their normal time. We had a perfect day.
Wonderful. And did they go to bed early or anything?
They went to bed about a half an hour early.
I got my kids to go to bed early, but they woke up super early today. Anyway, hey, you may not know this, but the good folks at iTweet PE have connected with a teacher in a school from Panama City, Florida this week, and their entire school, including the gymnasium, was destroyed during the Hurricane Michael on October 10. Anyway, so if viewers want to support this school or one like this, they can go ahead and go to itweetpe.org and they can purchase a shirt, and 100% of the proceeds are going to go to schools in need. So that's pretty cool.
That sounds pretty awesome. So let's talk phys ed. Today we're going to be talking to a really good friend of ours that many of you already know. We're going to be talking to Jason Steele, who is from Minot, North Dakota. With just under 41,000 people, Minot is the fourth largest city in North Dakota, which I find pretty unbelievable. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, hey, I'm Jason Steele. Usually I'm involved in hosting this show, so this is a little different for me. Sarah, you're doing so well. I think I might be looking for a new gig. So I'm from Minot, North Dakota. I teach at Perkett Elementary, and I've been teaching for 12 years. Married, 2 kids, and Vikings fan. Woo!
Now, something really exciting happened to you recently in regards to teaching. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I made a basket off of the wall. I bounced it off the wall.
You did do that.
Yeah, I had a student film it.
First try, I heard.
First try on that take, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get this interview started, and so we're going to start talking about PE a little bit. Can you tell us about the recent partnership that you had with Jim DeLine's PE program in Texas?
Yeah, so Jim, amazing guy. If you have never had the chance to talk with Jim or see some of his posts on social media, you need to. Super genuine, very, very professional, very caring person. And he had posted a few times about this girl, Riley, that was at his school. And she couldn't come to school and go to regular class because she had Tanner.
Is that leukemia?
Yes, leukemia. Yeah, that's right. So he had posted about having Riley join other physical education classes via like Skype or online. And I was lucky enough to see the post like 12 seconds after he posted it. So I jumped on right away. I said, ooh, me. Yes. And Riley was able to join us in class the other day, about a week ago. And she joined our 4th grade class, and it was super amazing. It was awesome. I don't think my students have ever been more well-behaved, which is probably not the best thing for me to say, but they were very well-behaved. They acted super good, and they had a blast with Riley. And then I believe Riley showed up with Tanner, right, Tanner?
We're going to do it Thursday of this week.
Okay, yep. So, yeah, that was awesome.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing that we saw you do there. Now, on a little bit different note, during Ross Chakran's episode of Let's Talk Phys Ed, we discussed our league, our fantasy football league, and this morning when I was checking, I noticed that you happened to start, well, first of all, I was playing against you. I noticed that you happened to start somebody who was inactive. So I really wanted to make fun of you. And then I looked at my score here. Why don't you go ahead and tell the rest of the story?
So the rest of the story is I did not know that Diggs was going to be inactive until this morning. But it didn't matter because I'm up by about 50 on Tanner, and I'm just cruising my way to a win now, just on coast mode. So I will probably be 3-6, I think, after this week. Might move from 8th to 7th out of 10. But it doesn't matter. You know what? I'll take 2 wins all year as long as they're both against Tanner.
I was doing really good at the beginning of the year.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of you know that Jason is an avid fisherman. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
And it is, if you could catch any type of fish in the world, what would it be? Or is there somewhere in the world you would like to travel to go fishing?
Oh, boy. That's a good one.
Like, what is your deadliest catch moment?
I fish walleye, mostly walleye and perch around here in North Dakota, and we like to fish at night a lot of times now. Like this time of the year, we have an area called the Tail Race, and it's below our dam. And at night they get pretty active. They move in shallow, and but what you do, you can either go down on the rocks, which are huge boulders that you need to climb down all the way, so it gets pretty sketchy, or you can jump in a boat and cruise up there, but you get really close to the dam and you have to be sitting down when the boat stops because the water's coming towards you and your boat is going the other direction. So if you're standing up when the boat stops, you'll kind of fall forward and you think you're going over, but totally safe. We wear life jackets and everything. So I guess since I'm a walleye fisherman, I guess kind of on my bucket list is I want to go to one of 2 places. I either want to go to Winnipeg and I want to ice fish on Lake Winnipeg, or I want to go fishing with my dad. He's from Oregon, and the Oregon, Washington area, they have the Columbia River, and they have really big walleye in there. So that would be on the bucket list as well.
So how big is a really big walleye?
The biggest I've ever caught is probably about 8 pounds. There are walleye that are pulled out of Winnipeg that are 12, 13,
Wow.
14 pounds. Yeah.
Cool.
It's impressive. Do you ever mount them, or you just always throw them back, or what's your plan?
I have 0 mounted fish on my wall. I'm waiting for that one that I can put on there. It has to be 30 inches for me to put it on the wall. 29.5 would probably make it, but 30 is the goal. 30 inches or 12 pounds, we'll put it that way.
Wow.
Well, so my next question, you cannot say Twitter as the answer to your question, because I know that's what you're going to say. But what did you do earlier in your career that put you on the path of being named the North Dakota Teacher of the Year?
I can't say Twitter.
Can't say Twitter.
It wasn't Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Twitter helped. But since I can't say Twitter, I guess I'm going to have to say that I had really good professors at Minot State when I was there. They were very helpful in everything that that you wanted to do. They allowed you to kind of think outside the box while you were still learning how to teach. I had really good supervising teachers when I was student teaching at elementary and at middle school. But I guess if I can't say Twitter, kind of what really helped me is I've always been, if you 2 know me personally a little bit more than most, but I'm kind of a little kid, right? Like very immature at times. So to be an elementary teacher, I think that helps, as I can kind of think along the lines of what an elementary student would enjoy. If I think it's funny and goofy and cool, then I'm pretty sure that they're going to think it's funny and goofy and cool, because that's about my level of thinking most times, is that. But so I guess I would say that just my personality, as far as I'm a little immature, so that helps.
Well,
Awesome.
that is a good answer.
You almost got me.
You had to think.
Yeah.
Jason, give us a preview of the session that you're presenting at the Shape America National Convention in Tampa.
Okay, so that one, I'll be honest, I wasn't too terribly involved in the planning of it. It was Brian DeVore and Amy Hewer from Bismarck, North Dakota, had put it on, and Brian DeVore is from Georgia, and they're very active in Shape America and the professional organizations. And when Amy kind of knows my story, and that for about 10 years I just kind of taught, and I wasn't really involved in professional organizations. I didn't really go to conferences and things like that. And so those two decided to kind of do a presentation on getting more involved in your professional and state organizations. And so when they decided they were going to do this, she asked me if I wanted to be involved and kind of speak on that a little bit. And so here shortly we'll be getting together and we'll be talking about how it's going to be kind of formatted and what we're going to do. My guess is that they will probably give a PowerPoint, and they will talk about professional organizations and the importance of it. And then they'll probably, my view would be good to have people like myself who never were involved and then did get involved speak on that and why I think it would be important. So because I think there's still probably quite a few people who end up going to those conferences and things that aren't really involved in their professional organizations. And so for me, it's been like total game changer. It's really helped out, and it's allowed me to create a stronger PLN. And, it definitely helps you grow as an educator and as a person. And it allows you to, kind of create more of a group of people that you want to, that you trust and you want to bounce ideas off of and get advice from and give advice to. And so that's kind of the basis. It's going to be basically around professional organizations and the importance of being involved. So.
Nice. So, hey, I don't know if you know this, but on our show, Sarah and I like to make our guests squirm a little bit. So, like, what we're going to do is we're going to ask you this question where, you either have to pick Sarah or you have to pick me. And
oh, yes, perfect.
Never an answer. I don't know if you've ever watched our
already answered, Sarah. Move on. Next question.
Okay. So, I want to know which one of us could eat more barbecue chicken wings in a single sitting, and which one of us would be messier? Now, she's St. Louis girl, so she's a barbecue champ, I'm sure. But
okay, well,
I love barbecue.
I've seen the show, right?
Okay.
And the show, typically you want to win this competition. I'm not so sure. Like, I don't know. Like, if I was gonna pick Sarah 100% because nobody ever picks me. But I don't know if Sarah wants to win this competition. And I'm having trouble right now because I can't read her eyes, right? Like, I can't tell if she's like faking the smile or not. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Sarah wins. And you're going to be messier because you have the beard, and I know kind of what that's all about. You'd go through more napkins. Sarah wins just because I can't pick you and let you win.
All right, Sarah, how many chicken wings could you eat in, say, a 10-minute period? If you were
gosh, in 10 minutes?
Yeah, you're racing.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10? Okay. Jason, how about you?
In 10 minutes? 25?
I can probably do 26.
Yeah, no way.
Oh, yeah. Good. I was going to say 30.
That was the number I was going to pick.
And I definitely wouldn't be the messiest.
Tanner wouldn't be the messiest?
I definitely wouldn't be.
No.
See, and I hate being messy too. Like, my kid brought home this slimy stuff that they made in 3rd grade. I threw it away because I didn't want to touch it. It was like, just, you don't want it. So he'll find out tomorrow when he has to take out the trash. Or maybe I'll do that before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason, I'm really looking forward to your answer to this question. Okay. If you could be any character from the Marvel Universe, who would you be and why? And when I think of Marvel Universe, I typically think of just the actors and actresses in the movies because I didn't grow up reading the comic books. But you can answer the question either way, whether it's a specific movie character or a specific comic book character or both.
I hope that this guy is in Marvel, but the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would be the Incredible Hulk, just because I have a joke that I tell all my kindergartners about halfway through the year. I tell them that I am the Incredible Hulk because we'll do our superhero fitness activities and we'll do exercises like superheroes. And when we get to the Incredible Hulk, I say, now you guys, I have a secret to tell you. You cannot tell anyone else this. This is between me and you. And they're all very serious. Like their eyes get super big. Like, oh man, what's he going to tell us? And I tell them that I am the Incredible Hulk. And you always have those one kids, you know, they're like, they'll kind of cock their head that way. Like they're thinking about it. They're processing it. And they'll always say, no, the Incredible, no, you're not. And then I just calmly tell them, well, listen, have you ever seen me and the Incredible Hulk in the same room together? And then they all look at each other and go, he's the Hulk, you guys. Don't tell anybody. This is our secret. Don't tell anybody. He's the Hulk. So, and then by the time they get to about second grade, they're like, yeah, you think you're funny. But so
That's awesome.
So long answer for an easy question, but the Hulk.
That's great.
All right. Hey, before we go, this season we've been asking all of our guests to tell us the funniest thing that's ever happened in their teaching career. Everybody's got that one funny story they want to tell. What's that funny story that you have to break out at parties that happened sometime when you
were? I knew this was coming, and I should have been more prepared. Okay, I've got two. Last year I had a really, really big beard, like way bigger than what I have now. Like it was a whole year I didn't shave, and it was probably, I don't know, down to, well, it was past, it would touch my chest. It was nasty. Anyways, and I finally, after deer season last year, I decided to shave it, and I had a kindergarten girl. The classroom teacher would drop their kids off at the door, and the girl pointed at me. She looked at me and she said, "Who are you?" After I had shaved. And I said, honey, it's me, Mr. Steele. And she looked at her classroom teacher, and she looked back at me, and then she looked back at her classroom teacher, back at me, and she goes, "No, you're not." And her classroom teacher then said, honey, this is Mr. Steele. He just shaved his beard off. And I kind of like reached out to touch her shoulder, like bring her into class and say, "Honey, it's just me, Mr. Steele." And she was crying. She was crying because she thought that I was gone or whatever. I don't know what the deal was, but and then it took her about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, and she finally realized once I started talking. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is that guy."
Wow.
So, yeah, made a girl cry just by shaving. So I vowed then that I would never shave again. But then I had another one, first year teaching. Like first year, I'm 22, 23 years old, in the gym, and I had a kindergarten boy ask to go to the bathroom, and I said, "Yep, that's great, go." And this is like a week into my first year teaching. And he went to the bathroom. He came walking back in, pants and underwear around his ankles and shirt up at his chin, yelling at me that he couldn't get his pants buckled. So I just yelled, "Go to the bathroom!" And he ran back out across the hallway into the bathroom. and he came back in. He was good to go. But the look on the faces as he walked in was priceless. I'll never forget that. So
I think both of these stories are clearly why you are the elementary PE teacher of the year in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
It sums it up right there.
Yeah. You tell them to go to the bathroom, they get back in there.
They come right back in, like no time to pull pants up. They're coming back. It's now. right?
Yeah. We're excited to be with you.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, thanks for joining us this week on Let's Talk Phys Ed. How can people connect with you? Do you have a website or Twitter account that you would want to share with viewers? And do you have anything you would like to promote before we say goodbye?
Yeah, so obviously I would love to promote this show. I think it's a great idea. The creators behind it, obviously pure genius. I'd like to thank you guys for having me. It was a blast being on Let's Talk Phys Ed. You can reach me at on my Twitter handle. It's at PerkitPE. I'm also active in ND Shape, so you can contact me through there. I don't have a website. I think I'm one of the few who don't, but maybe someday I'll be techie enough to do that. And you can always reach me by getting a hold of me on Twitter. You can message me or whatever. Email jason.steele@minot.k12.nd.us also. So.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Well, thanks guys for letting me join you on the show. And thanks to all of our amazing viewers from all over the world. See you later.
Bye, everybody.